Ladies.
I'm
That
good with
work?
that.
All right, that works. So, welcome back to the Slide Podcast, everyone. I'm Coach Aaron. The What is going wrong with me today? Lily, don't laugh. You're gonna make me laugh. All right. Welcome back to the Slide Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Coach Aaron, and tonight I'm joined with Miss Rachel Garcia. How are you doing, ma'am?
Very well. It's back in Wichita, getting ready to start up another series.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the AUSL, and so I'm starting to become a fan. Lily is joining us as well. How are you doing, ma'am?
Good.
Are you excited for today's guest?
Yes, I'm
I,
super excited.
I know you are. I know you are. Well, what's been going on lately? We'll start with Lily. Like, what's been going on with you lately?
I've been swimming a lot. Father's Day was yesterday. Had to spend a lot of my money to get a gift.
Well, what'd you get him?
um, we've been grilling a lot lately. Like today, we're gonna have steak. I'm so excited. Like flaming yaw. I'm so excited. My dad's gonna make it off the grill, and I got him like a golf grip, except it's still like a thing to like flip stuff. And I got him like a thing to like zap the mosquitoes, and I got him socks and candy.
That is all perfect gifts. You know what? For some young dude out there who's going to be thinking that's just weird. For my age, that's amazing gifts, Lily. So very cool, very cool. Rachel, you guys just had a rough weekend.
Yeah.
And what do you take away from it?
It's all about a learning experience. It's hard. It's a game of just mental toughness. And I think, honestly, taking those three losses is probably going to be good for us. I think just moving forward, kind of more of that, like, let's get through that adversity and
Mm-hmm.
let's just, push it aside and let's move on. Like, let's keep rolling because we still have a lot of games left. And, we're here for 2 games, I think, and then we go to Oklahoma and play another 4. So there's just a lot of game. You just got to learn how to flush it and move on.
Yeah, well, you know what? You guys played well. I mean, game one, that's the one where Sam started, right? And then you
Hmm.
came in the fourth, was it? Third or fourth?
I think it was the fourth.
Yeah. And then, like, you had things on lockdown until that one single that went
Yeah.
right. And you know what? It just could have been my view from the living room, but I think she overdove, and it was like, oh my god, the ball was right there. And then
Yeah.
I was feeling the pain for you, Rachel, and Bella Dayton, who's also been a cool friend of the show. You know, you faced her like a couple times, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my god, like I know these two ladies, and you struck her out. I think you walked her, maybe.
I did
But
walk her, and then she slapped one right back at me
yeah,
for a
she
play at the
did.
plate.
Yep. That was cool though. That was cool. I have to say I wanted you to be on the winning end of everything, but anyway, Lily, have you been watching any of these games?
Yes, I have because I can't watch the World Series, so I have been watching the Pro.
What do you think about it? Who you pulling for these days?
Go Bolts.
Votes. And you know who is joining the votes too? That girl from Oklahoma. I don't like Oklahoma, except she is so good that
Which Sam Landry
I think so. She has the Sam Landry.
glasses?
Yeah, she
Hmm.
has like white glasses. She's
Mm-hmm.
so good, and she's going to the Pro with the
Yeah,
votes, right?
Yep, she's on my
Yeah.
team.
yeah. She's already had 2 starts, I believe.
Hmm.
See, Rachel, I'm following things. I'm not just a poser. I'm
Yeah, we gotta keep getting more viewership because I think it's looking pretty good. I mean, the last 2 places, obviously we started in Wichita and then went to Sulphur, Louisiana, and then back to Wichita. The last 2 weeks have been packed, and it's
really.
been it's been good to see. I mean, it's looking really good for us.
That's awesome. Now you played last year as well when it was like you guys didn't have any coaches, right?
Mm-mm, it was all player ran.
How? I mean, how was that?
It's hard, it's that feeling of like, I mean, yes, every pitch and every inning matters, but when you're playing for a point system, it's like one wrong thing can knock you down the leaderboard. So it's, if you're not on winning teams, if you're not getting points, like you're going to be sitting in that bottom part of the lineup. So I think bringing it back to that traditional softball and having coaches, and I think it's bringing that love back into the sport that I think that's been missing for us, especially in the pros, because it felt like there was hope there, and then it kind of started to, like, it's like softball's on a hill. You're going up and then you're going back down, and now I think we're going back on that slope going uphill. So it's been good to just see just the crowds and the viewership. And I think we just posted something today with, like, on our socials of how much viewership and following that we've gotten. So I think it's just exciting to see that at the pro level it's going in the direction that it needs to be.
Yeah, and you guys got the benefit of coming off like the most watched College World Series in history, so you guys are just continuing that wave. So, like,
And
keep
yeah,
it going.
we have to keep feeding off the Women's College World Series, because if that doesn't get viewership, then I don't think the pros get viewership. So I think it's good. We have just got to keep riding that wave and keep feeding off of it.
Now, I have one question, and then we'll kind of shift. But so is everyone under 1 year contracts, or like, and then you'll have the ability to sign like a 2 or 3 year contract going
I
forward?
think that's kind of how this first year works, is everybody's on that 1 year, because I do know next year we're bringing in two more teams. So
Hmm.
um, the goal is just keep expanding and bringing in more opportunity for those girls that are in college that want to play the professional level. So
That's cool. Well, you might not be a Volt next year then.
we'll
It's,
see. I don't.
I mean, that's wow. All right.
I know
Well,
it's crazy to think about, but
it's gonna be exciting though. I mean,
hmm
and excitement is what attracts more viewers and fans and all that fun stuff. Well, really quickly, that's amazing, Rachel. My son's all-star team for flag football. I always got to plug my son. They just went and played their very first flag football tournament, and they were champions. And he got a pick six in the
Ooh.
championship game. So, and it was a one-score game. So I was proud papa over the weekend. So all right. Anyway, so enough of us. Let's get to our guests, because we've talked about College World Series here, and I feel like we might have a player for next year here with us today. So joining us from Athens, Georgia, Miss Destin Howard. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
We're all excited to be here and talk to you, Lily, you're excited, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is where your excitement can just bubble on out here. So, well, Destin, I'm going to open the show just a little bit with you, and allow you to tell us a little bit about yourself. So here's how it works. So you tell us, obviously we know who you are, but where you're from, how long have you been playing softball, and give us an interesting fact about yourself, and then your favorite cereal.
Okay. I'm from Macon, Georgia, which is about hour 45 south of Athens, so I'm relatively close
Hmm.
to home. I've been playing softball since T-ball, I want to say. A fun fact about me, I can juggle. I'm actually really good at juggling. And my favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh, still I'm not getting any. You're not getting any free pebbles. But cinnamon toast crunch, that's a very popular cereal.
Hmm.
And yeah, all right. The show approves. I don't, but yeah, the show approves. So, all right. Well, Lily, I'm going to let you get started, because I know you two know each other. So you start us off and get us some information from this young lady.
Wait, like ask a question?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay, wait, sorry, rabbit. Okay. In all of your high school, like 4 years, you threw 500 strikeouts. How does that feel?
It feels pretty great. I honestly did not know that I did that. So I think it's pretty cool, but it just shows
You
kind
didn't
of.
know until today?
Yeah, I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Threw
so thanks for that.
500 strikeouts. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. No, I think it's pretty cool. Very proud of myself for that.
Well, here's another one. Lily was telling me some of these stats before we got on early. You threw 200 strikeouts your senior year.
Oh wow, I literally had.
That's so awesome just to be telling the person how awesome they are, and it's like, oh wow.
Absolutely.
Well, so now you're what year are you in Georgia?
I'm a senior.
Senior, okay, and been in Georgia all 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So you guys have an amazing football program. I can't pull for Georgia in most cases, but in softball maybe something a little different here. But what made you pick Georgia?
So Georgia actually was not on my list of like schools to really even consider. It was pretty like far down. But once I saw that Tony got the head coaching job, just because of how he recruited me, I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. Prayed about it and just absolutely felt the Lord's presence when I stepped on campus for my visit. And so that is genuinely what just led me here.
That's so awesome. Very cool. Rachel, I'll let you run.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, can you like describe that feeling of like what it felt like though to like step on campus and just know immediately like that's where you wanted?
The feeling is almost like it's hard to describe. Like my body almost, I kind of got chills at one point and then felt kind of like freeing out of nowhere. It just felt like home. Like there was no doubt. I even told my parents, I said, Georgia could offer me nothing. And like I will still come here. Like that's how badly it feels like it's home for me. And then like the prayer that I had, it knocked off every single thing, like when I stepped on campus. So it's kind of hard to describe, but it was just a great feeling.
And how was that recruiting process for you? Because I know when I was getting recruited, it was the hardest thing to go through.
Recruiting for me was super hard, especially because of the whole like COVID situation. So I graduated in 22. So like my class has really faced like the repercussions from it. It was tough. When it first started off September 1, I only had like 3 or 4 calls from schools and they were all like pretty like mid-major. And I knew that I could go at the time Power 5 and that's what I wanted. But it started off pretty slow for me. It didn't really kick off until summer going into my senior year. So I committed to Georgia, I believe, in either July or August of my senior year. So the recruiting process was tough, and it was super tough to kind of just like stay the course and like just trust in the Lord that He's going to bring me to a school like where I belong. But it was probably one of the hardest things that I've been through so far, like throughout my journey with softball.
That's amazing. I mean, that's pretty cool. Specifically because Georgia wasn't like your first choice, obviously, like you had said. So that's cool. Now, see, Lily, she wants to go to Texas.
Okay.
She's on the fence with UCLA. It's been a lot of players leaving UCLA lately, and Lily has to pay attention to those things. What would you tell Lily, Destin, as she's entering year 10 of her life? Like, what should she be doing to get ready?
I would say honestly, just working hard right now, not necessarily like focusing on the schools that you want to go to. When I was 10, my dream school was FSU. Like your school really changes like every single year. So I would say right now, like it's cool to have those in mind to like reach for those type of goals, but like more than likely it's going to change. And just the best thing that you can do for yourself is getting in the yard every week, getting in your basement, throwing, like just working as hard as you possibly can, especially during these early years.
You gonna do that, Lily? Yeah.
She already does it. Over there putting the candle out and hitting pumpkins.
Destin, have you seen these reels that Lily makes?
I haven't seen her reels, but I see all of her Instagram stories when she's pitching. That's initially what made me follow her. I was like, who is this little swaggy girl throwing gas in her basement? So, no, that's the stuff that I've seen.
That was kind of the same thing that landed me finding her. Is I was flipping through and I saw like a quick interview with her and CJ Betty, and then I clicked her name and started watching these reels, and she blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
Like she did that candle. All right, Lily, go right ahead. What you got?
When someone like hits a home run off of you or a walk, how do you get back in that good mindset?
So home runs, I have thankfully only given up like one, maybe two home runs in my college career so far. So it was relatively new for me. I didn't really, I don't want to say I didn't care, but I was kind of just like, oh well, because I knew that my offense could get the runs back. So I just kind of flipped through it. Now, walks, I have struggled with walks like throughout my career, specifically my junior year. I think me personally, how I kind of move on from it is just knowing that I can get the next batter. But I think something that it's taught me is that the pitch that you threw, like you have to just let it go. You can't allow it to affect the next pitch. And so it's kind of just like a mindset of you just got to kind of just flush it and just know that I'm equipped with the tools that I have to be able to like get the next batter and not necessarily walk them.
That's all right. So only giving up 2 home runs, like that's pretty crazy because you've got 4 years almost in as a starter. Or you're a starter?
It was kind of in the mix. So I was more relief role my junior year. I only started like 2 games my freshman year. I want to say sophomore year was about the same, but I'm more of like a relief pitcher.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, still, that's pretty awesome. Now, how's the strikeouts going? Did the strikeouts kind of continue from high school into college?
Unfortunately not, but I think that's one of the things that I kind of had to realize with college is I can't go into the games thinking like I'm going to strike out the side pretty much. Like I have to do whatever it is to be able to get outs. And I'm a down ball pitcher, so I get a lot of ground balls. That's typically how I get my outs. I would love to get more strikeouts, especially playing in college, but it's just one of those things I kind of just have to really ask myself, like, is that important, or is just somehow producing outs?
Yeah. What would you say to that, Rachel?
Just get those outs. I mean, same thing. I was a strikeout pitcher just like you in my younger career, but I think that as the game grows, I think the batters get better, the players get better, the mindsets are better. So it's just being creative on how you can get those outs.
Lily, are you now she said she was a down ball pitcher. Is there like a up ball pitcher? Is that, yeah? Lily, which one are you? Are you everything?
I'm everything. I'm kind of funny.
I figured. I mean, I think she throws every pitch known, something like that.
I like my rise ball a little better, though.
Do what?
I like my rise ball a little better.
Okay.
Because my rise ball is rather very good or like good, and my drop ball is always good, except I like my rise ball better.
Now, Rachel, what's your pitch?
Curve rise.
Yeah.
Working on that down ball, but
Down ball. Now, is that a pitch?
drop ball.
Drop ball. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't heard the down ball, but I was trying to make those connections there. I'm learning, Destin. Rachel is here to teach me. Lily has taught me most of what I know. But what's your pitch, Destin?
My best pitch and my favorite pitch is screwball, but my second best is drop ball. It's just screwball gets me the most strikes, and drop ball gets me the most swing and misses.
Wait, well, that would explain too why you've only given up 2 home runs. Is the ball? You don't give them a chance to put the ball really in the air. So
I tried not to, but also I throw pretty hard, so it kind of like sort of gives me an advantage. And I just know like I can't leave it pretty much over the plate, or it is probably going to go 400 feet. So
now Lily told me this, and maybe you have an update. Lily, do you want to talk about? She talked about her speed. Do you want to talk to her about that? All right, you go right ahead. I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay, your fastest pitch was 75 miles per hour. How do you feel about that?
I think it's pretty cool. I definitely did not know that I could produce that amount of speed behind the ball. So when I hit it, it was kind of just like, oh wow, like I actually did that. But it definitely is pretty cool.
Is that still your personal best?
Yes.
Okay. What do you throw like consistently? Like, what's your consistent fastball speed?
My fastball consistently is between 70 and 71. My screwball will
Jeez.
get up to 73, but it's probably, I'm hitting 73 probably once or twice a game. Like when we played Florida, I think I hit it once. Missouri, I hit that once as well. So 73 is kind of like what I'm going to top out at in a game, but I'm just sitting at like 70, 71. I'll get a 72 in there if I'm just like a little riled up, but I'm typically pretty calm. So
All right, I'm very confused now. And Rachel, Lily, everyone can help me understand this. So your fastest fastball is not as fast as your screwball.
so
That's like from a baseball mind standpoint, like that's confusing. I need to
mhm.
understand that.
So for me personally, my screwball and my fastball, like they're pretty similar. It's just that my screwball, it's going into the batter and my fastball is going straight at them. I can throw my fast or my screwball as fast as I need my fastball to be, but it kind of sometimes just depends, especially like the spin on the ball and how high and how low it is.
Wow. Is that common, Rachel?
I mean, so for me, my fastball's probably 64, but my rise ball comes in around 70. So I
Wow.
think it's just based on like what your strengths are.
Hmm. Because I guess in the way that I'm imagining it is like you're having to change your almost your hand as you're delivering that, and in some cases, I thought that would slow things down. But what do I know? I mean, Lily, you haven't taught me that one yet, so I'm learning today. So actually, Rachel, you go right ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what got you into pitching? Like what sparked that initial like I want to try it.
So I was actually at a rec ball field about 20 minutes from my house, and a girl that went, or I played softball with her growing up, I saw her pitching on this little like football field with her dad. And I literally just turned to my dad and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And so the next day, like I was just searching like videos up on YouTube of Amanda Scarborough. And literally ever since then, we kind of just picked it up and just kept going with it. So it was genuinely just seeing somebody else do it and be like, oh, I think that's cool.
Did you feel like it was just the second you did it, it was natural?
Yes, mainly because of just how hard I threw. Like I've always thrown hard, even without trying. Like I never trained necessarily for speed, but once I was like 10, throwing like in the upper 50s, I was like, okay, like maybe I actually am pretty good at this. So it kind of came naturally almost.
That's cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Lily, you have another question?
Yes, I do actually. What's the like biggest difference between high school and college ball?
Good question.
I really want to say the mental aspect of it. The game itself doesn't necessarily change, but for me personally, when I got to college, I've made it bigger than what it was. I think in high school, I was kind of just out there, just like playing free, having fun, versus when I got to college, start playing a little bit uptight. You think it's the biggest thing ever. And in some people's eyes it is, but it's really not as big as we make it seem. So I would just definitely say just the mental side from going to high school to college.
So if you did that process again, would you'd roll into your freshman year still having fun just like you were in high school?
Yes, 1000%. And I wish, I don't wish I could go back, but it's almost like I wish I could talk to myself, kind of just like, hey, it's not that serious. Like you're the same player that you were in high school. Just only thing that's different is where you're at and the level that you're playing at.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things with today's youth. Like it is just taken so serious. I mean, across both baseball and softball, and like I can't imagine. I didn't have to grow up and play through the travel ball ranks. Travel ball really didn't exist. Wow, that really makes me sound old. But like Rachel, when you were going through as a youth, was it as serious as it is today?
I would say it's for me that the travel ball aspect was a lot because every weekend, like you're even during the week, you're traveling somewhere to, either one, go to practice, two, get seen by a college coach, or three, you're playing in tournaments. So like there's a lot that I think family wise, like there's a lot of sacrifice that you have to do and give to get to where you want to go in that future. So I just remember like it was Wednesdays, as soon as school ended and high school practice was done, me and my dad would hop in the car and drive all the way down to Corona, California, and go get a hitting lesson, and then wouldn't get back until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then Thursday morning, wake up at 6 a.m., get ready for school, and just kind of repeat that process. So it's like a grind for sure. And I think that it also helps you prepare for that college life, because like going into college is like a job too, especially being an athlete. Like you're starting your day, and I don't know how it is at Georgia, but I know like at UCLA we started our mornings at 5:50 a.m. and then my day wasn't ending until 9 o'clock at night. And as soon as I was getting back into my apartment or my dorm room, just getting after it in the classroom and in the books, and then having to repeat it. So it's just a grind overall. So I think it overall prepares you for that next level.
Yeah. What's your schedule like, Destin?
We do not start at 5:45. Before we got our new weight room, we had 8 a.m. lift from 8 to 9. And then if you had early work, it was typically in the afternoon, right after class. And then we go into practice for 2 hours. But now our schedule is, I believe we lift for an hour and then we practice for like 2.5. And this is across college softball. It's not necessarily normal. Like we have a very, 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 very nice program when it comes to things like that. Tony really understands that we have limited time, and he always says like we're not going to forget how to play softball. So we're typically at the field for 3.5 hours, and that's with practice and lift. We typically don't practice for more than 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours in the fall, but it's pretty rare.
Wow, that sounds cool. Sounds a lot different than Rachel's.
Yeah.
But I would imagine.
We got that quarter system though.
Do what?
We're on the quarter system, so everything is just the second school starts, you're already in midterms, and then from midterms you're straight into finals, and then you repeat the process.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, I can't imagine though, like being an athlete, especially in one of these bigger programs, like the demands of the athlete. I don't say outweigh the education side, but man, you have to be committed to education in order to really, be a good student. So, how has NIL affected things, Destin?
NIL has truly changed my life, and I do not say that lightly. It has completely set me up for when I graduate. So it has been a really big blessing for me. I do understand like the cons of it. I do think it has to be at some point reined in a little bit, but it has like truly impacted my life in the best way possible.
What is that process like for a student athlete now? I mean, you don't have agents, right?
So you can have agents if you want to, but it's not required.
Okay. And then so they would contact, those companies that are interested, they contact you through like what would be your agent, I guess. Is that correct?
Yeah, sort of, kind of. Us personally, like here at Georgia, we have some NIL opportunities through like Georgia, where they'll contact our like NIL department. Other than that, sometimes brands will just like reach out to you personally, or you can even seek out brands that you're interested in, and you kind of just like work together. But 9 times out of 10, it's the brand reaching out to you.
Gotcha. Okay. That's a lot of just learning. Rachel, you didn't get to go through the NIL process, did you?
I missed it by 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a lot of money just in NIL. I mean, when you look at, what some athletes get paid in college for football, let's just take football, for example, because those athletes make crazy money. Like these rookies, they could stay in college, make, $10 million for that last season, or go in the NFL and make maybe 3 to 4. Like that's crazy. I don't know. We'll move on past So, I want to ask a question. So, your degree is in marketing. So, really, this whole process kind of really helps that degree as well, right?
Most definitely. I think it's honestly increased my confidence in marketing a little bit. Specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I want to do sales. And so I have literally had to sell myself to companies and get them to see why they should work with me. Even when companies want to work with me, persuade them more into why the decision they're making to work with me is like one of the best decisions for them. So it is
Right.
1000% helping my degree.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I worry about this current generation. And Lily, sorry, it's going to get boring for a second, but this generation outside of, some of the kids that I know, most kids sit on their phones and swipe, and their communication skills aren't what they need to be.
Mhm.
I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying a large percentage. And Destin, like you're saying, like if you can't communicate and you don't have just the ability to sell yourself, like you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. Okay. Because that I harp on this whole thing on the show a lot and encourage kids to get out and communicate and not through text. Like go have some conversations.
Hmm.
Rachel, do you see
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I like even when I'm giving my lessons, sometimes it's kind of like there's a shift sometimes. And so like I think it's just kind of like how do you bring them back into like, hey, we've got 30 minutes. How much attention can you give me for this 30 minutes? It doesn't have to be perfect, but like give me 100% of what you got in this effort because ideally at the end of the day, I feel like sports has helped me not just like who I am as a person, but I think it helped me develop social skills and create relationships and like ideally just being able to speak up on what I believe in too. So I think it's sports, I think just helps develop you overall as a person.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have good relationships. You're going to have bad relationships. You're going to have
Hmm.
that adversity. You're going to make new friends. You're going to lose friends. I mean, and you're going to learn how to be a team player. And
Yeah.
to me, that's a skill set that will constantly pay itself forward, like as you grow up. See, Lily, it got boring there for a second, and I apologize for you. All right. What else you want to ask Destin?
If you can go back when you were like 9 or 10 years old, what would you tell yourself?
Even though you're good, you've got to work harder. I think one of the things I struggled with when I was younger was the want to kind of just like get out in the yard and like pitch with my dad. It was probably like a one, maybe 2 days a week type of thing for me. But almost because I knew that I was good, I didn't put in the work that I needed to. And I've seen it kind of like backfire on me throughout the years because there was just some things that I could have been better at. And I knew, or I now know that if I worked on it was when I was younger, I would probably be better at it. So just to tell myself just to work a little bit harder.
That's good feedback. And I think that, that applies to all of us. And specifically those youth players out there right now that may be the best on their team, like you still got to work hard. Like
Yep.
you still have to give it, your all. So, because that when as soon as you're taking time off, someone else is going to be working and your best is not going to be the best for long. So, anyway, all right, I got the coolest question of all, specifically because we're a softball show, and this is a question that I've stole from Lily. What's your picture hairstyle?
So I wear I wear knotless braids throughout season. So I would say that it's just my go-to. I feel really sassy when I'm wearing my hair like that. So knotless braids.
Knotless braids.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha. I just learned what bubbles were, I think, last episode. So I'm learning all this stuff. All right, Lily, what you got?
Well, you stole my question, but I still have a question. Addie, I interviewed her like 1 month ago. I don't even think a month. And I asked her, where would you go if you couldn't go to UCLA? She said UCLA or nothing. And she transferred in the like transferring system or something. She transferred, and I'm so surprised. I would have never thought it. How'd you guys get her to come to Georgia?
Honestly, I have no clue. Zero clue, actually. It was kind of funny. I was on the Stairmaster when she was on her visit, and I turned around. They were like, oh, like she's from UCLA. And I was like, UCLA? How do we get somebody from UCLA? So honestly, probably just our facilities. And like, genuinely, Georgia feels like home for a lot of people. So I'm sure she just felt that home aspect and just wanted to be a dog.
That's funny. I like that. Just wanted to be a dog. I like that. If I was a Georgia fan, I would definitely say that. That's cool. Rachel, what you got?
What are you most looking forward to post college?
Oh, that is a great question. Well, my dream right now is to play like professionally. I don't know. I know why. Like, I genuinely love softball. But, like, for instance, my dream wasn't to play college softball. I just wanted to play. But, like, my dream truly is to just play pro. So I would say definitely looking forward to the pros, Lord's willing, and just being able to kind of just, like, see where I land after college. And I'm really excited to see what I can do in my field for my career.
Is there a specific, like, I know you said sales, but, like, is there something specific in that field that you want?
Not necessarily. I kind of haven't narrowed down everything right now. Everyone's telling me to go into pharmaceutical sales because like all the money, but I still need to just like see like, hey, what type of sales actually fits me. And on top of that, just like giving pitching lessons because I genuinely love working with kids. Like I had one right before this. So kind of just like all of those things.
Yeah. Listen, I spent 26 years in retail. So definitely fill out the environment. Because it's retail and sales in general is tough. Yeah. So, and it definitely does take a dog to be successful in retail. I can assure you of that. So, now marketing in a job, what's your dream job? Like, where would we, if pro softball don't work out, like, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would love to see myself outside of the marketing aspect, having my own softball facility and like giving lessons in there. And then kind of on the side, doing something like in sales, even if it's something like real estate. But I think overall, my dream really is to give lessons. Like it just is. But I understand kind of, it takes time to build a clientele and everything. Like I'm starting out with that. So I would say just a facility, maybe like looking into some real estate. If I have to go into corporate America, then I'll go into corporate America. But I just want to be able to like truly interact with people.
Yeah, I think that's great. Now, Rachel, you train as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did you get started into the training? Now, granted, Rachel Garcia name. Destin, are you familiar with who Rachel is?
So funny. I did not know she was going to be on this call. So when I opened it up, I was silently screaming on the inside because I'm not trying to fangirl or anything right now, but like truly have looked up to her since I was like tiny. But yeah, I definitely know who Rachel Garcia is.
Well, since I won't even finish my question, do you have any questions for Rachel?
One, you hit two, which I think is absolutely amazing. That was one of the things that I really loved about you because I used to hit before I got to college. How would you say balancing that and pitching has been kind of on the mental side more than physical?
Yeah, I would say just since I was Lily's age and going through the system, I've always been told, look, you're not going to be going into college being a two-way player. Like pitching is going to be your priority. I told every single coach, I love pitching, but I take way more pride in my hitting. And so whatever it takes, like I will be working on my hitting. And I think like saying that with confidence, I think a lot of coaches just were kind of like, whoa, they weren't prepared for that. And so same thing when I got to college, Coach I told me the exact same thing because I was going through a knee injury She told me, "Look, I know you love hitting, but pitching is going to be your priority." And I flat out, straight to her face, I said, "It will not be a priority." I said, "I will take a lot more pride in my hitting, and you just wait." And so I proved the world that I could do both. And I think it's being able to kind of flip that switch in your brain of like, as soon as you're done with the offensive part, you got to turn that defensive part back on. So, I mean, for me, it's going into the dugout, putting my glove down, taking a sip of water, taking a breath, and just being able to just switch it.
How would you describe yourself mentally, like as a pitcher? Because I've definitely faced a lot of adversity, and I feel like at times I think it changed me a little bit. So, how would you say you are mentally, and like how have you stayed consistent through adversity?
I think I think a lot of it has to do with going through my ACL injury. Um, I think that no matter what the adversity is, going through that injury was probably the hardest thing I know I will ever do. And so even if I don't have an A game pitching, like I know who cares? Game's over. It's time to just put that away and move on to the next. Um, I mean, even in Louisiana, I gave up 4 runs in the first inning, and all I can think about was, man, like Peyton Gottschall had my back there. Like I'm so pumped for her because I know how hard she worked to even get here, and so I want to feed all of that energy into her of like knowing that she came in a big situation and got us out and kept us in a ball game. Now, moving on from that, I know that I have to be better, but also like I know that I have people in my corner that are going to support me no matter what happens in the end.
So you were excited to see Rachel.
I was very excited just because, too, like being a college player, like I understand the role that I'm in, but it's also looking at the women that like came before you, even if they're from different schools. But it's just like she's a household name. So, yes, I was very excited.
Yeah, she joined the show. Well, I guess it was a little over a month ago, maybe at this point. So she's going to be on here. So you'll have to listen to more episodes now and learn more about Rachel.
Oh,
So
well.
awesome, Lily. I want to make sure we get all your questions answered. What else you got?
You have no more questions, right, Dustin? No more
Yes, I'm
questions.
good at questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to like do anything. Okay. Wait. Wait. I forgot.
There we go.
Have you ever thought about like going to the transferring to another team? Have you ever thought about that?
Me personally, no. Just because what I have here at Georgia truly is like everything that I could have imagined. Now, my journey here has not been easy. I haven't had the career that I want to have so far. I still have my senior season, so like I'm not giving up hope. But just transferring for me personally, I really have thought about all the things that are here for me. Like my family is what right down the road. The coaches here take really good care of me. I love our locker room. So transferring has never been a thought, even when it hasn't been the smoothest thing for me.
Yeah, that's changed all sports in college, the transfer portal. Like how much presence does the transfer portal have in the locker room? Does that make
I
sense
would
what I'm asking?
yeah, rephrase that just a little bit.
Um, how much do you hear others talk about the transfer portal and is it talked about in the locker rooms?
I would say yes, only because, like, for instance, we've had a good bit of transfers throughout my entire 4 years here. Um, it's definitely a talk. Like, I think we've already had two this season. Like, we know it's a big part of the game now. And, somebody could come through from the transfer portal who's been at a university 2 years, and you've been there at your university 2 years, and they come in and take your spot. Like, that's just the reality of the transfer portal now. But it's definitely just the talk, but it's also too just kind of trusting that you like belong where you're at, even if somebody does come in and you're now competing with them.
Yeah. I think that's
Kind
the
of,
right way to
yeah,
look at it. Go ahead, Rachel.
kind of like knowing those situations, like when you're in the off season, when you're not with your team, like looking back through your years at Georgia, like what is one thing that you're going to focus in on the most, so that way when your time comes through senior year and you get that opportunity, like what are you going to be like? How are you going to train differently in the off season to prepare you for your senior year, to make sure that you know that you're ready to go when that opportunity comes, if that makes sense.
It does. It's working harder on a consistent basis. I think like last summer, like I worked hard, but it wasn't like a 3-4 days a week type of thing. Versus this summer, I've either been pitching or lifting every single day, just because like I know it's my senior year. This is possibly the last year of softball that I could ever play. And so it's kind of just like grinding and just like giving it all I have, and just looking back at last season and seeing like, okay, where were my weaknesses? Because physically there was no weaknesses, but maybe there was something mental, like a certain situation where I'm just like, hey, let me simulate that. I've started doing like simulation bullpens, and that truly, truly changed my game. But it's just working more and just harder, and realizing like literally the clock is ticking. So I just have to prepare. But yeah.
Well, I know Texas Tech is also loading up in the transfer portal. I think they got one of your players, I believe. A young lady hit 25 home runs last year, I believe it was. I can't remember her name. But either way.
We haven't lost. Oh, yeah, we haven't lost anybody to Texas Tech.
Okay, maybe she come from somewhere else then. But they picked up like 3 players, I believe, last week, like right after the World Series ended.
Yeah.
And listen, Najee Kennedy? Is
Naja.
that right? Naja. Ooh, she's going to be a beast next season. So, look, work hard. What's the all right? So the Tennessee pitcher set the bar for the fastest pitch, and it's what, 78? No, what is it?
I think it is 78.
Oh, it was?
I think so.
I thought it was 78, like 5?
Oh no, I don't know about the points, but
I think it's
maybe.
Yeah, it's 78 point something, but it's 78.
All right. Well, look, Destin. Look, it's there for you to take. I mean, serious. Like, do you think you're gonna have a competitive squad next year?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I think this might be the most competitive team that we've had so far, especially from the pitching aspect, because, I mean, we're pretty stacked. We've got 2 legit transfers from the portal. So I think we'll be pretty competitive this year.
So you're gonna have the spotlight on you this year.
Most definitely. But also, too, I think it's just like my team and just individually, we can't think about the spotlight, just because I know like that's when you can choke almost, is when you're thinking about the spotlight that's there.
Yeah. Train for it and forget about it.
Yep.
So, Lily, did you have any more questions? Go ahead.
Okay, Rachel, what's happening? Everyone from UCLA is leaving.
I try and stay out of it.
There you go.
You know, at the end of the day, UCLA through and through. I love my Bruins. I will always support no matter where they go. They'll always be a part of the Bruin bubble in some way. But I just wish them nothing but the best. I mean, there's a home for everybody, and that first place might not be it. So you just got to wish the best for where they go, and hopefully that they find their forever home.
Well, it also helps from a recruiting standpoint too. I mean, now you have the ability to bring in some younger girls and build a program. But that's a good question, Lily, and it kind of leads me to this, and really, Destin or Rachel, either one of you can answer this, is, you know, you're starting to see this in football and baseball where recruiting is really changing. So the focus isn't necessarily on the high school athlete as much as it is on that you know, sophomore, junior transfer coming in. Like, do you guys notice that in the softball world?
I've definitely noticed it. It's almost more so in common that coaches are now, they're wanting to recruit people out of the portal. And if, like, from a business aspect, I completely understand it, because why would I want someone who has no experience when I could go get somebody at the portal who has so much experience? Like, I understand it from the business like perspective of it. I just think from a person being on a team who's, you know, been there since their freshman year, that's kind of like the tough piece, especially if you don't necessarily have the experience as someone else who's coming in. But it's just the reality of the game now, and you just kind of have to just accept it.
Yeah. Rachel, like it's changing. What would you say to someone that's really still looking to be that recruit in high school?
I think with today's world, JC route, you still get your 4 years of college. I think that's a great start to get your experience. And again, I think it gives people opportunity to get a master's degree now. I mean,
Yeah,
if I could go back and redo everything, and I had the opportunity to go maybe JC route, get that college experience under my belt, I mean, I would have a master's degree. So that's how I would look at it. I mean,
that's
I just think
that's
it's easier to pull from the portal than it is from a high school or travel ball. I mean, it's kind of the reality of things because people are going to be more polished.
yeah. Lily, did you have a question?
No, I think that's it for me today. I have no
Oh,
more
okay.
questions.
All right. Well, very cool. Well, I mean, just going back to that, I mean, I feel like social media has become almost like an essential tool to the recruiting process. You guys think so?
I think, yes, I think just because of how popular social media is nowadays. And that also feeds off of the NIL stuff. Like, if you want to make money and get your sponsorships, like, that's the first place that people are going to look is your social media.
Yeah. And then protect what you put on there too, because
Mm-hmm.
it don't go away.
Nope.
But all right. Well, Lily, I think we're down to our last question here, and I want to applaud you. This is the first time Lily has been on the show, and she's been on many episodes where she hasn't spoiled our last question. So let me set it up for you, Lily, because this is how you'll do it from now on. So, Destin, this is the hardest question we always ask. Okay. I've had everything from CEOs down to 6U baseball players, and usually it's well for the kids it's easy. For older people it's hard. So, all right, Lily, ask it away.
What is your walk-up song?
This past year, goodness gracious, what was it? It was a Big X the Plug song. Goodness gracious. What was it? Why am I now forgetting my walk up song?
He's got a lot of popular songs.
Oh, it was The Largest by Big X the Plug.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll get that song stuck in my head and it stays there all day long. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Lily, what you think your next walk up song is going to be?
I
Another CJ Betty
CJ
classic?
VD
Yeah.
or Ryan Garcia.
Ryan, you said Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, the fighter.
Oh, okay. All right. Rachel, do you got a walk up song in the pros?
I do. I've had Cody Johnson till you can't for the last 4 years.
That's right. I remember you saying that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very cool. Well, Destin, thank you for being on the show. It's been awesome to learn more about you. And honestly, we had Alton Davis Jr. on the show. He's a transfer into Georgia baseball player. So I think he's a junior this year in the Georgia program. He came from Alabama. We had him on the show earlier this year, and so I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Georgia.
Thank
So
you. I appreciate y'all for having me. I really enjoyed this.
yeah, well, anytime you can come back and hang out with us, and maybe even be a guest host with us as well. So we love just having fun on the show. So. Well, Destiny, it's been awesome to get to know you, and tell everyone how they can follow you on social media.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Destin Howard _.
Very cool. So make sure you go follow her, and Destin, you got to make sure you follow us as well. Okay.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you for everyone that continues to listen to the show. It's been amazing. I continue to learn with Rachel being a part of the show. So look forward to more episodes with Rachel and myself and Lily and any of the 24 field reporters that we currently have. So make sure you go follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere that you hear podcasts. And yeah, I think that's it. So I want to thank definitely Stinger Sports for being a sponsor of the show. They definitely are amazing partners. They sponsor our yearly rings for our guests as well as our jerseys and our hats. So thank you very much to Stinger Sports. And Rachel, you have a couple.
Yeah, thank you, Squares. And use my code, all caps, Rachel10, to get you a pair. They're awesome and very comfortable shoes. And go get you an Airwave as well. Get that 1% better and focus on your breath while you're playing.
Hey, I saw your custom squares that you have.
They're sick. You should see my USA ones that are getting ready to come in.
The ones with the Eagles.
Yes.
Okay. I think Chad and Heather shared the pictures of those. Now, if Lily wants to buy square shoes that are the Rachel Garcia editions, can they buy those?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just use my code.
Lily, you'll have to check out some. Actually, Lily, if send me your shoe size and we'll see if we can get you a pair. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, ladies, again, thank you so much. Destin, thank you for taking time out of your day, and I hope you have an amazing summer. And I'm ready to watch softball next season. Okay.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome. All right, Rachel, close us out.
Until next time, Destin.
We'll catch you on the slide.
Thanks for joining the action and sharing our love for the game. Now go practice your swing, or at least look like a pro in the mirror. Subscribe and follow the Slide Podcast and the Field Team on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your favorite social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review, a thumbs up, and recommend us to every person you meet. Got a question? Drop it in your review. We might just answer it on the podcast. Keep grinding, dreaming big, and remember, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Till next time, we'll catch you on the slide.